5 genius ways to grow your money. And I first want to start off with a disclaimer. When I was making this list, I challenged myself to come up with ideas that were a little outside the box. So if you're hoping to see start a business, invest your money, get into real estate on this list, you have come to the wrong place. But I'm really hoping you'll stick around. In fact, a lot of these tips that I'm about to share with you, you're probably going to be saying, what? How in the world are these going to help me grow my money? But that is why we call it a genius list. The 5 tips that I'm going to share with you today provide easy and simple solutions to money mistakes that you might be making. If we can clean those up, the sky is the limit. Because with the 5 genius tips I'm going to share with you, we can better maximize the returns on our money. And here at the Financial Bartender, when we talk about building wealth on a bartender's salary, even just implementing 1 or 2 of these things can make a huge difference in setting us up for financial success. You guys are not going to want to miss this, so let's check it out. If you guys are returning to the channel, welcome back. I'm so glad to see you again. And if you are new to the Financial Bartender, our motto here is very simple. We build wealth and wellness on a bartender's salary. So pull up a stool, grab a drink, subscribe to this channel, check us out on all of our social media, and let's change our lives together. My first genius tip for growing your money is to upgrade your credit card. Now, I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here. We are human, and as humans, we need to spend money throughout our lives. There's just no way around that. And if you have somehow found a way to live comfortably without having to spend money, then it looks like you're the real genius here, and please share that with us. But if you're spending with cash or a debit card or an out-of-date credit card, you could potentially be leaving thousands of dollars on the table. I don't like the sound of that, and you should not like the sound of that. A credit card that I recommend is the Discover It credit card, and I just kind of want that. And I want to run through a couple perks that the card offers you. Number 1, there's no annual fee, so you do not have to spend any money to use this credit card. Number 2, they match any cash back that you earn in your first year, which means any cash back I get back, they match that free money. Number 3, they offer 5% cash back on select categories throughout the year. And the cool thing here is these are actually categories that you can use. I'm talking gas, groceries, restaurants, online ordering. Don't you want to be getting 5% back? I mean, if you want to just hand over a $20 bill and the transaction's over, cool. I'd rather get money back when I spend, because the money that I'm getting back can be put into a savings account. It can be invested. That money that I get back can then grow on top of itself. Another cool thing is that you can look at spending with credit as getting a discount on items. If you're receiving cash back for making the purchase, it's almost like everything you're buying is at a slight discount. Money saved is money that can grow. Another credit card I would recommend is the Apple Card. When you spend with the Apple Card using Apple Pay, you receive 2% cash back. And another cool feature that they have is they send that cash back directly into an Apple savings account that earns 4+% interest per year. Think about that, guys. I spend with my card, I get 2% back. That goes straight into a high yield savings account that is earning interest for me. Why in the world would you not take the time to upgrade your Why in the world would you not take the time to upgrade your credit card and begin growing your money? And speaking of a high yield savings account, that brings us to tip number 2, which is to earn a higher savings rate on your cash. Average savings account currently I don't even know what that word was. Average savings account currently earns $4 on every $1,000. Ew, that's gross. If you do not have your money in a high yield savings account, that can easily add up to missing out on thousands of dollars over your lifetime. And money lost is money that does not have a chance to grow. Many high yield savings accounts offer 4+% interest on the money that you put in there, kind of like the Apple savings account I just mentioned. That would be closer to $40 for every $1,000 you have invested, and 40 sounds a lot better than 4 to me. And just think about that. Over your lifetime, if you're really good at saving your money and letting it grow in a savings account, think about all the thousands of additional dollars you could earn. Now, you might be saying, how in the world do I sign up for a high yield savings account? Maybe you don't want to get the Apple Card like I mentioned before. that's totally fine. You can literally go right onto Google. There are tons of different banks, brokerages that will offer a high yield savings account. So please check that out and allow your money to start earning more for you. Allow your money to grow. Tip number 3 is to pay no interest on your credit cards. Now, here at the Financial Bartender, one of the main things that we preach is avoiding credit card debt. Nothing can cripple your ability to build wealth faster than credit card debt. Now, if you do not have any, you are in a great position. Your money is able to grow without any restrictions due to interest or late fees. So give yourself a pat on the back because tip number 3 has already been accomplished. But if you find yourself in debt, then a great way to get out of that is to not have to pay interest until 2026. And the Wells Fargo Reflect Card offers a chance to do that. They are now offering 0% APR on new purchases and balance transfers for the first 21 months that you open an account. Now, this would be a great opportunity to stop any interest growth on your credit card debt, and it would really give you a chance to just work on paying off what you already owe. And then if you can get that paid off, clean all that nasty debt up, and your money can start growing much, much faster. And once you're out of credit card debt, it's going to be very important to stay out of it, which is why, if you have not already, you should subscribe to this channel because we are going to give you tips to stay out of it. Tip number 4 is to find the brokerage account that is right for you. And as a beginner, I would really urge you to find an account that does not have any sort of trading fees, commission fees, really any unnecessary fees that you find yourself paying. When we invest our money, especially as a beginner, we don't need to be paying fees that take away from what we can invest. We want all of that going into the investment and all of that being able to grow. Brokerage that I recommend is Robinhood. You're not going to pay any sort of trading or commission fees, no sort of annual fees for having an account. It's just a really simple way to dip your toes into the investing waters. And I have a little graphic that I'm about to share with you to demonstrate the negative power that fees can have on your investments. Let's take a look at this. So as this says here, this is a scenario in which an investor puts $500 a month into a brokerage account each year for 30 years. It totals a deposit of $180,000 over that time, and they calculate it using an average annual 7% return. I want you to take a look at the top row here. 0% annual investment fees, the account value after 30 years, and the amount lost to fees. They lost no money. Even just adding a 0.25% annual investment fee. Let's look at what this does. You'll see their account value after 30 years is lower, and they lost $26,517 to fees. And you can just see it increase the higher the annual investment fee gets. Now, what does this tell us? I don't know about you, but I would never want to look down and see that I have lost $26,000 in investment fees, let alone $178,000 in investment fees like that bottom row showed us. As a beginner, we don't want to pay those fees. We don't want our money being sidetracked from the investment to some fee where it's never going to have a chance to grow. All right, guys, and my 5th genius tip for growing your money is to save money when spending online. Money saved is money that can be invested elsewhere and can grow for you. And a really easy way to do this is the Capital One shopping tool. Now, I was introduced to this tool when I got my Capital One Quicksilver card, but you do not need a card through them to be able to access this feature. You can just search it up right now and sign up. But really what it does is when you check out at places, let's say you're checking out at Amazon, it will search the entire internet for coupons, or it might find that product cheaper somewhere else, and it allows you to save money. And I don't know about you, but if I'm gonna have to spend money, I wanna do that with a cool credit card, getting cash back, knowing that I have a Capital One shopping tool also saving me money, kind of double the discount, and then guess what? We can put that money straight into a high yield savings account. See how it all connects, guys? I mean, I'm not just sitting here making this up, it all connects. I think you guys will probably agree with what I said when I first started this video. A lot of these ideas were a little more outside the box than you might typically see on a list like this. But if we implement these into our lives, we can clean up a lot of the bad financial habits we might have started for ourselves, like not having our money in a high yield savings account, not getting cash back. Think about all the money we are missing out on. I know it's very simple to say, oh man, I just want to make a bunch of money. I want to make millions. But we have to clean up these things first. We have to allow our money to be working as efficiently as possible. Only then, when we're building wealth on these lower income salaries, can we take full advantage of what they have to offer. You've heard me say it before, it's not about what you make, but what you do with it. And these 5 tips I gave you are a great way to master the second part of that. What do you do with your money? And lastly, if you got through these 5 things, you aren't feeling totally satisfied, I've got a really cool video right here that has another simple and easy strategy to grow your wealth. Check it out.